Okay, so hi, assalamualaikum, and a very good evening to everyone. I'm Danish.
And I'm Damya. Tonight, we have a special guest waiting to join us, and she's also famous for her works towards sustainability in the fashion industry. Drum roll,
Grrr.
Seri Mizani. And this is Sustainability with Seri Mizani.
All right, so actually, I'm very happy that Suri is here as our guest tonight. And by the way, can any one of you guess what we will be discussing with the one and only Suri Mizani?
Guess, what is it?
Betul? Our topic for tonight. Come on.
Cepat, guess. What's the topic for tonight?
Okay. Um, Fashion. I don't.
Fashion.
We can relate it to fashion a bit,
Yes.
I guess.
Metrica.
Sustainability, Metrica have the right answer.
Exactly.
Yes. Our topic tonight will be about sustainability.
Sustainable fashion.
Betul?
So stick with us until the end of the show because there will be lots of information that you don't want to miss.
Alright, so without further ado, we welcome Seri Mizani to join us. Hi, Seri.
Hi,
Hello. Can you guys hear me clearly?
Yeah.
Okay,
Can you guys
nice.
hear Seri?
Okay.
Yeah,
Can I guess
I think they can. I think.
Gitu, someone said.
Yeah.
Hi, Seri.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good. Spilled Milo on my baju, but everything else is good. How about you guys?
We're
We're
doing
good.
just great tonight. Yeah,
Oh,
I think
right.
so.
Yeah.
Okay, so Seri, can you explain a little bit about yourself? Can you introduce yourself to the audience and to the public?
Straight away to the question. Okay. Hello. I go by the name Seri, but some of you here might know me as Seri Mizani, so it's fine. Call me Seri. A little bit about myself. So I just go deep terus, boleh tak? Can ah?
Boleh. About yourself? Sure.
So yeah, I'm just gonna jump straight into like how I am as a person. I remember as a child, I'm gonna go way back. I remember as a child, I kind of grew up always on a constant search, a constant quest of like which social circle I would fit into because I did grow up in a very modest environment, I would say, where there's certain standard of clothing that you might wear. I mean, you understand, right?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
understand.
So with
Relatable.
different standard of like how you should dress up, but due to how I represent myself with my clothes, I simply don't fit in any or accepted in any sort of group. I'm always this kind of person who's always scattered in many groups. So I was a bit
Okay.
of an outcast. So yeah, as growing up, I was a bit of an outcast as a person. So
Okay.
but I know what keeps me going. It was definitely clothes. I mean, I was an outcast because of my clothes as well. So I love dressing up for as long as I can remember. Even though at that time I really do not know what I like or what I want to become or want to be. But I remember dressing up was one of the things that kept me going during high school. I remember I would just go out alone for fun so I can dress up just for me to feel good, just to go out, just to dress up. That
Okay.
is crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just to
So
build a lot of confidence.
so it kind of built in confidence in a way. So and because I love dressing up, that's when I told myself after high school, okay, maybe fashion is my thing. That's when I
Okay.
decided to take a course to study it. Again, at that time, I still do not know what I want to be or what I actually like to do. So eventually, it kind of went downhill for me, and it went downhill for me, and I was convinced that I was never going to be good in anything, and it
Okay.
definitely affected me mentally. So nonetheless, during college, I did gain a lot in terms of how I would dress myself or style myself today, because I was merged in different culture, different people from different corners of the world that have different sort of style, and that kind of made me intrigued to experiment more with myself and the way I dress. So yeah, but still during this period of time, like I said, I was slowly losing interest in school, and like, you know, I was not okay mentally. I told myself I was not really good in things, but that was kind of like the period of time in my life that kind of changed my life dramatically, like drastically, because one day, I don't know, I would say it's like a miracle or blessing, or is this like the things that I manifest? I would say,
You're
I
meant for it.
yeah, I don't know lah, but like I encountered like a pile of clothes in an empty studio space, which definitely changed my life at that time because it was so overwhelming. I remember I couldn't act, like I did not see it, you know, it felt so wrong. And for the first time in my life, this is only 3 years ago, for the first time in my life, I knew what I wanted to do. You know, that's when I'm like, okay, maybe I should try something else, try something that kind of like embrace. I mean, I would say like got out of my comfort zone. So I decided to take a leap of faith, and I drop out of school and pursue what I do today full time. And initially I just wanted to try je. Macam I always tell myself, okay, if it doesn't work out, I just go back to school. But because I took that step to the next step to leap forward and go out of my comfort just to try, it kind of led me here today talking to you
The risk
guys.
was worth it.
So yeah, so that's a bit about, I mean, that's quite long, but like that's a brief of myself
It was
and
really
how I am.
inspiring.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
Okay, so without wasting any more time,
Yeah.
let's get to it. To the first question.
Okay.
So, like, right.
At first I couldn't hear you, Danish, but now I can. Okay.
Yeah, I forgot that I was on mute. So, okay, my first question for the night is, why is sustainable fashion important in your opinion?
In my opinion, okay, so
Your
it's a personal view lah. So I could answer
Yes.
anything, right?
Yep.
I feel sustainability in general is very important because personally it's important for me because sustainable fashion made me very curious as a person. Like it made me want to know more of what I didn't know out there, like what's more out there that I didn't know, you know, like sustainable fashion is kind of the reason that I know things today and the mindset I have today to live more consciously, I would say. So and I found out, you know, like throughout the years, like this is my third year of doing it, I found out sustainability is vital for all of us internally and also externally, because I feel sustainability has a misconception that that the word sustainable is only meant for the environment. But I feel, in fact, I feel it's more of like, if you're not able to have a sustainable environment if you don't have the understanding of the concept of sustainability, right? So it could be include like maybe how to sustain your mental health, how to sustain yourself financially, or how to find a more sustainable workflow for you to have a better, healthier or sustainable life personally, maybe personally or career wise or work life. So yeah, I feel, you know, just with a little curiosity and a little search, you'll be surprised how more aware you will be with your surroundings, and you just want to be better, you know, with your surroundings. Or you just see like a tree, you understand like they are also living beings, you know, like they are living breathing beings. So yeah, when you, I mean, I advocate, like now it's my third year, people still tend to see me as a sustainable fashion advocate, but I also advocate on a more greener education system. So I always
Wow.
tell people around me that, educate yourself a little, because that's when you educate yourself a little, that's when you can fight for better system. Because, don't all these fights that we see on social media, especially about politics, is all about because we want a better system for our
Yeah.
future selves and for the planet and the future generations, right? So
Yeah.
yeah, question is, tell me, why is it not important? So
I can't come up with any question. But yeah, like when you said that sustainable actually benefits not us humans and not only the environment but also us humans, I really felt that because
yeah,
internally I think I do find it satisfying to shop things for a cheaper prices, but at the same time
yeah.
you have to save the earth, like
Yeah, I mean, there's no wrong. I feel there's no wrong in consuming or purchasing things, because I was a hoarder before I knew anything
yeah,
about
indeed.
sustainability. I would just buy
Me
like
too.
crazy. I was a shopaholic, and then when I found out about thrifting, it makes me more
Yeah,
crazier because it's cheaper, right? So I
yeah,
was
yeah, yeah.
like, so,
Way more
but
cheaper.
yeah, I think the question is more of like, it's more of like, will you wear it for a longer term,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
like most of the clothes that I bought before, I didn't even wear it. So yeah.
Mm. You either wear it once and not wear it at
Yeah,
all
Wow.
again, or
you
yeah, it's
you
always
that's
like
so
that.
true. That's so
Okay,
true. Yeah.
thank you.
Wow.
Korang malu-malu pula. Don't be
Tak, tak,
shy.
tak. No,
Yeah.
we're not. We're not.
Oh,
We're not.
no,
We're
we're
just.
not. Okay.
Okay. So,
Okay, so
on to the next question. We have this article right here.
Okay. Article. Wow.
Okay. This article. So, my question from the article is,
Building
what is
garments.
actually the problem with fast fashion?
Greenhouse according to ethical. I was okay.
Also, what's actually the problem with fast fashion?
Okay. I was reading a bit of the article.
Oh, okay.
I feel like the problem with fast fashion, it's like a spider web, There's so many factors
Yeah,
to
so
it,
many
like
stuff.
yeah,
socially, and environmentally. I feel like in terms of social wise, it's definitely not treating the workers fairly, in terms of not paying them
yeah,
with the
While
right amount of, minimum wage. Is lower than
yeah,
minimum wage, and other than that, it's definitely polluting our environment through their production process, such as, like, chemicals running through from the like a textile factory punya, like, chemicals will go to the river. So there's a lot of, definitely there's several factors, and
yeah,
like
I
to
saw
answer.
this article.
Sorry.
It says, like, I saw this one like research. It says like making a pair of jeans costs a lot of water.
Yeah, it does cost a
yeah,
lot of water. Anything, basically, the whole system is really messed up, lah. The whole system is not sustainable for our planet, and it's like a spider web. Like if you take one point, there's more points to it, and you take another, there's more points to
yeah,
it. But at the end of the day, it's always the system fault, And I think one of the factor for me, because I got experience firsthand by working at a textile recycling company last year, which was mass production. Definitely mass
that's
producing things.
production.
It's very bad. When the items are not sold, they will probably end up in the recycling facility. I'm talking to a standpoint because I saw it firsthand. So, and when it's been like left out for so long, when you pegang the material, dia macam hancur.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
so
yeah, yeah.
that indicates like how low quality it is. And this material are usually sent over to like third world countries because of their supply and demand. That's how that's how the economy works, unfortunately. But when it's been sent, at the end of the day, most of it might not even be able to sell because of the low quality material. It's just
Yep.
running down to it, and end of the day, it's gonna end up in the landfill. And same goes to like, if you see nowadays, right, like you see nowadays that we have like big brands have like a more greener collection. They would say eco-friendly
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
collection.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah,
it is like, yeah, so the material, yes, is biodegradable, eco-friendly, whatever, you know, but it's just greenwashing, I feel, you know.
yeah.
Oh, so it's a
Um,
lie.
yeah, I mean, like, I wouldn't say it's a lie. It's just,
Yeah.
maybe it's a lie. I don't know. That word's
Maybe
quite
it's
harsh. It's more of like greenwashing. You say that you consuming this would help better for the planet, but you
better.
don't see what's going behind
Oh,
closed curtains, because at the end of the day, they are mass production. They are mass producing. Even though you say it's eco-friendly, you are still taking natural resources and build more items that we don't need, and you make a profit out of it that at the end of the day won't even benefit us or the
Oh,
lower class, or you know, so on and so forth.
yeah,
So how is it sustainable, you know? And yeah, it's the system, like at the end of the day.
yeah.
I i do see changes. Like, for example, I don't know if you guys saw, recently an article came out that in Malaysia that they will implement climate change as a syllabus. I do feel it's quite late lah, but like, yeah,
Okay.
there are changes. Even from that, you can see like all of us as an individual point, we have a lot of unlearning to do for our planet and for the future generation to continue living. So yeah.
But that's true. Like when you said that the companies earn a lot in return for
Yeah.
mass producing, but when you, it's kind of relatable because they don't even pay enough to the child
Yeah.
labors maybe, and
yeah.
they're just benefiting from the efforts of others.
Memang pun.
Yeah.
And like, how
So
did you really know it's good for the environment?
That's true. Even, I mean, I could spill the tea, but I mean, I'm scared.
I'm
So
scared.
yeah, but like I've seen really like, I've seen how like workers are treated unfairly lah. Oh, yeah,
yeah.
let's just put it that way. Yeah.
Alright. So, actually, before that, I need to say that I first knew about you around 2 years ago through a friend of mine. And
That's so cute.
yeah, I really look up to you since that day. Like,
Oh,
I love how you dress. I love your works. I love basically everything you do.
that's so
And
sweet.
okay,
Really
my question
inspiring us.
for you is why or who inspired you to start wearing sustainable clothing?
Mm,
Mm,
what inspired me, I feel, is definitely the encounter at the studio, where I shared like earlier before when I was telling a bit about myself. So the story about the studio is basically the moment that kind of changed my life. So what happened was, I remember, like I said previous, right? I was already mentally not okay. I was not
yeah.
doing good in school, and then one day my friend was like, he invited me over to check this studio space with,
Yeah.
and initially a studio space supposed to be like a music studio
Where
for
was
him.
that actually? Where was that actually?
It was PJ, somewhere in PJ.
PJ.
Oh,
Aduh, I tak ingat. But it's somewhere in PJ lah. It's in a
Alright.
very Malay centric
Okay.
area. So
So
yeah, so the studio was there, and then like, I remember my friend was like, oh, like, don't apa tu, I know you like clothes, so macam just come and take as much clothes as you want, because there's so many clothes. I'm like, I have zero expectation of how many clothes there were. So like I said, I was overwhelmed because the moment I step in, all I see is this massive pile of clothes, like mountains of clothes. Like
yeah,
wow.
yeah.
imagine your living room to your kitchen. You cannot even see the
Okay.
floor. You cannot
Oh,
even see the
Oh,
much
floor.
wait,
clothes.
really?
You
That
cannot even see
much?
the floor.
That's
Yo,
a
I'm
lot.
betul. I'm not kidding. Serious. And at that time, by the time I was really overwhelmed, I macam, oh shit, can I say that? I was
That's fine,
like,
that's fine.
how do I like act in front of this, you know? Because at that time I knew I was overwhelmed because a few days, this is why I say it's a miracle, because a few days before I encountered that, I was searching about sustainable fashion, how and what's the negative impact on it. And I found out that, it takes like hundreds of years to decompose, which is like longer than we can live, And then when I saw that, I'm like, damn, like how do I act in front of this? And I didn't know much about sustainability in general at all. I didn't know anything back then. So yeah, and then ironically, I grew up with a mom. My mom was an environmentalist on air pollution. So he does research on she does research on air pollution. So I did grow up with her telling me to be more mindful with the things that I have, especially the clothes, because I love to wear different clothes all the time. Yeah.
Who doesn't, right?
Yeah. So at that time, I just brushed it off because I really didn't know what I didn't even know like how important it was. But when that moment happened, there was like a wave of, I would say, like epiphanies coming like every corner. And then I went, oh shit, like this is what my mom has been telling me this whole time.
Okay.
Like, yeah.
So you
So
grew up
so it's okay. From that moment on, I practiced more like to be more cautious, like to wear more the things that I wear, to have, how do you say, I'm more cautious in what I wear, what I purchase. If I don't need it, I really don't need it. So I was from a hoarder to someone who now rarely buys and would ask for her friends if they have clothes that I want to wear, So
That's good.
Okay, that's actually very smart of you. You save money and you save the environment as well.
Yeah,
so
exactly. Economic wise, you were saving a lot. So it's like
Right.
Thank you to this person who said I'm handsome.
because you did the hair just now. It was just it.
Don't expose me. Don't expose me. Okay,
No,
thank
you.
you.
Look good. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So on to the next question. This Instagram post right here. We can see that you're wearing a cheongsam that was thrifted. So,
Okay.
my question for you is, where is your favorite place to shop for nice sustainable pieces?
That's actually a very nice cheongsam, by the way.
Yeah, I really
Thank
like it.
you. I mean,
Really?
it's not thrifted. I mean, it is thrifted, but as you can see there, it's actually from my friend Diani. So yeah.
Oh, Diani.
Yeah,
Okay.
your favorite ramen. So like, what I wrote there is actually
Yeah, I know that.
Ke'ai. Yeah, Ke'ai means cute outfit. So I said cute outfit from your favorite ramen. So yeah, I mean, thrift store. I used to go. I mean, I still go if I have occasions. But I used to go. My first thrift store was Family Bundle for sure. Family Bundle. It's what else? Jalan Jalan Japan, JBR. It's just those like. I mean, I think everyone knows it. So it's more of like tahu nak cari or not je. But nowadays I don't thrift as much. I used to thrift to the point that I would come out like with 2-3 bags. I would spend like 2 hours just like buying things that I don't need. So but because of the things that I learned, the things that I know today, I tend to not buy. I mean, I just don't feel like it, just for the sake of like, I just want to be better. So yeah, nowadays I'll just call my friends lah. Just like the post that you showed. I literally just ask Danny, are you free? Like, I'm going to this tomorrow. It's tomorrow, but you free tonight? So okay, let me send you
Last minute plans.
Yeah, I literally came to her house, and then like she was giving a lot of options. I'm like, okay.
Your
God
job
I
is
have a
only to
friend.
pick the one you like.
Yeah. Thank
You're
God I
at a
have a
thrift store,
friend like
right?
that. Sorry, they have a thrift store.
Yeah.
They have, I mean, now they just do pop-ups, but yeah, they sell curated things lah. So created is a different topic lah. If you want to talk about, it's for those people who doesn't want to go through the hassle of thrift stores.
To look for the perfect clothes and shoes that looks good. Okay. So actually, I have another question for you. This may be exciting for you. So, what's the most exciting fact about the role you have as a sustainability icon?
Icon. Wow.
Yeah, you are an icon. At least to
Yeah,
us,
you
lah.
are an
That's
icon.
oh my
Yeah.
god, that's so sweet. Definitely malu. Definitely my community lah. The people that that continuously support me in what I do, because I wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for the people. If it wasn't for the people that support me, even like when I started off, I told myself, okay, I'm gonna utilize my Instagram, because at that time, I had like a good amount of followers that were supporting me, even though I was just posting clothes for fun. I was not really influencing any. I mean, for me personally, I was not really influencing anything to them. I just do it as a hobby. I take a photo and then I just post it and just like edit, because I always love to edit. But yeah, these people seem to enjoy seeing me,
I am one of those people.
Yeah, me too,
Hi!
actually. Yeah.
Yeah, and like I mean, I have like different, I would say, like, so I would say circle, but different much interests. Like some people follow me because of like I do share a bit of like about myself, like in terms of like how to care for yourself, like
I
self
see.
love, like how to understand like the inner human mind, or and some of it is my clothes and some of it is sustainability. But all of these people are pretty much the reason why I'm still here on social media and keep pushing myself to do things that I like, because at the end of the day, there will always be the right people to support you, Yeah.
So people that haven't followed Siri yet, go follow her right now.
Yeah, you should. You guys should. You guys really should.
Yeah, go
Oh,
follow
so
Seri
sweet of you
Mizani on
guys.
Instagram. Okay, so
So,
my next question for you is, since sustainable fashion benefits not only us humans but also the environment, how do you encourage people to practice sustainable fashion in their life?
um, how how to practice sustainable fashion in their life. I feel it's more of finding a niche. Like your interest might not be sustainable fashion, or maybe your interest is sustainable fashion, but over time your interest might expand. Like for example, I started off with sustainable fashion, but then the more I know, I want to invest my time more of like understanding what's the problem of it, and one of it is like the education system. That's because finding a niche is very important. Like, what are you curious about? I always ask that. Like, what are you curious about that you want the planet or the system to be better? Every time I receive this question, it's more of like finding a niche. I cannot simply tell someone,
True.
oh,
Yeah.
you need to start by trying, your parents' clothes or something, but your forte might be, with food, like how to have like a more cleaner food, or how to like reduce more, plastic and whatnot. But yeah, in terms of sustainable fashion, I would always say like try to find things around the house though, because
Yeah.
So
because
Try
that's
not
how
to
like I
spend too much.
sustain myself, and like it over time, you'll be surprised of the things that develop in you creatively and innovatively just by the
okay.
time that you put and the experiment you put
Yeah.
to
That's
practice it. Yeah, sama lah macam like if you see me wearing kaftan, like I didn't like that
This is
kaftan.
inspired by you.
Oh, that's
yeah. You are wearing kaftan right
cute.
now.
You're wearing kaftan. Oh, that's so
Yeah.
cute. I'm not wearing kaftan today, but I'm wearing my mom's scarf lah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but with
that
the kaftan pun,
looks.
yeah, thank you. I know you. It's really nice. I know.
yeah. You're serving looks right now.
Yeah. But with kaftan as well, like the reason why I started wearing kaftan is because, like I said, I grew up in a very modest environment where I have a certain it's a certain like standard in terms of like what you like, how you wear, and so I always want to. With that, it kind of developed how I am as a person, how I dress, which I want to include more like kaftan, for example, because I want to look modest around the elderly people. Like for example, I love to go like grocery, so I will go to just a
Yeah.
supermarket kat tepi rumah tu je. So macam those makcik-makcik will look at me if I'm like I'm a bit showy, which is understandable. They live in a different time. So yeah, that's where
I think. Hold on, guys. Like, okay,
Sorry guys, I
maybe there's
think
some technical
we
problems,
lost
but
connection.
actually, I saw Kairina's comment. It is saying that
Yeah,
Kaftan's the confused, and that
and
was
I
the
agree.
right.
It's so flowy.
Oh, really?
Oh
But
my
that's a
god.
really nice cast.
Okay, hi.
Hi.
Good
No,
morning.
that's fine. That's
Wait,
fine.
what happened? I'm scared.
I don't know. Maybe
I think
some
your
technical
connection got
problems,
lost.
but yeah,
Okay.
we're all
I'm
good now.
back. Is everyone
Okay.
still here?
Yeah, I think they're here. Comment on if you're here.
Oh my god. Okay, I don't know. Some technical difficulties, but yeah,
Yes.
long story short, just try to experiment
Welcome.
what you already have lah. You'll be surprised of the things that you could style even though, for example, I'm wearing my mom's
Yeah.
scarf. So yeah, that's
Okay.
that's the
That's the answer.
that's the answer lah, bro. Aduh, potong pula.
No, but that's fine. But actually, your answer is right because without the community, I mean, that's not fun. You have the knowledge to share with people, but there's no crowd. There's no people to receive the energy, the knowledge, information from you, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
And I really like how you accessorize a lot with your
yeah,
kaftans.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, even
Oh,
now.
thank you. Yeah. Like this I mean without my accessories, I think if I were to choose one like in terms of my style is definitely my accessories because I mean accessories has changed things up and for me
Yeah, yeah.
I'm a very bohemian person for as long as I can remember even though I started off by like styling myself minimal but like
Black.
black all the
Yeah,
time
black.
yeah so like but I know I always have like a bohemian side of me so and then I kind of found my love in like accessorizing myself and this is mostly like I get this one like present for from
Wow.
Christmas and this my
Oh.
mom's old like tiger eye
Crystal?
my sister yeah this is a actual crystal
Wow.
this is
So
like
nice.
pearls yeah so
Can I say fancy after this will rock it up.
yeah
Still sales this. Same same.
oh my
Just because of you
god
wearing it.
you guys should just take my kaftan life so much you have to buy
Okay, Damian, after this we'll go to her house.
Okay.
After this we'll go to
Give me
her
the
house.
address. I'll come.
yeah so
Okay.
itulah
Next question.
The next question is, since sustainable fashion benefits not only the environment, but also us humans.
Danish, question 8.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Okay. My bad. I was so nervous. Okay, but
It's okay.
actually, I admire how you advocate the audience with your knowledge in going sustainable. But where do you usually find the sources to the information you have?
Information that I have
I mean,
I mean my sources come from every corner of the internet
okay.
like it's so accessible nowadays knowledge is so accessible and being the internet generation even though they have a bad rap in terms of like our mental health taking over our mental health but like if you consume the right things it's pretty different um and because I'm like we all are the internet generation we are at the peak
Yeah.
point the start of living digitally like there's no going back so I try to
Yeah.
make full use of it in a good way and all you need is a little curiosity like what my partner would always say it's like going into a rabbit hole if you don't find the answer you search lagi if you don't understand this word you search lagi until you are puas with the information that you already have yeah so to answer your question it's this internet honestly yeah
But how do you make sure
But
it's facts,
that's why you don't it's a really good question that's why you don't fall into only like one source of information that you have if you're reading for example about sustainable fashion takkan you not read just
Yeah.
one article
Yeah.
about it right maybe you should go on YouTube and like understand more go to different articles or like find a book about it like my sources also comes from YouTube and also from reading as well so yeah there's a bunch of like other stuff you just need to be willingly to push yourself a bit and just be curious. Yeah, there's this term. I think there's this tweet that I saw, something about like this yoga teacher saying to their students when they just arrive, they check out, oh, finally the hard part. You went through the hard part, which is
I see.
you've already there. You know, you just start.
I think I
Yeah.
feel of that.
Yeah, it's always like, how do you start it? And sometimes you just have to start, and then baru you
Betul.
macam, oh, okay, now this is the bigger picture, you know? Yeah.
Along the way, you figure things out, right?
Yeah.
Along the way, you
Yeah.
figure things out.
Yeah.
and
Don't be
you know what
afraid
to do
to
after
just
that.
try. Yeah.
But I
People
have
keep
that
saying you
person,
look
right?
cute with your lip
Huh?
balm. People keep saying
Yeah.
you look cute if I use lip balm.
Applying your lip
I
balm.
have like 5 lip balms in front of me.
Oh,
You can
I
just
macam,
choose.
like, is it appropriate to wear? Macam,
it is.
mampus lah,
Okay, it's
pakai
As
tu
long as you're
lah.
comfortable, as long as you're comfortable.
Okay,
Plus
okay,
you're talking a
cool.
lot, right?
Thanks, you guys.
Okay, so but actually, have you ever worked with someone that you really like working with, him or her, and they teach you a lot of new things? Like your information doesn't always come from internet, right? So it may come from your your friend, your surroundings. Is there someone you work before? Yeah.
I would say my previous job and the partner that I was working with named Hafiz. I mean, we're still working
Okay.
together. Yeah, we're working on an environmental service platform at the moment. Which, stay tuned for that.
Okay.
Yeah.
stay tuned.
So yeah, Hafiz, my friend, which is also my partner, Hafiz was the one who offered me the job in the textile recycling company, and I knew when I took that job, it's never because of the money. I knew that I was very passionate in sustainability, and I wanted to understand more, and I took that job because I needed on ground experience. Because you know, it's different when you search things online and when you see things up front. When you see things up front, you see the bad side of it as well. Like you see like right in front of you guys. So I mean, even though it was very capitalist, and you know, with our generation, we kind of have a different lingo of like running things. But however, I did learn a lot of stuff from my previous boss. So it was very educational. I learned a lot about. There's this thing called stewardship. So stewardship is like you know stewardess, right? You handle people, right? So with stewardship in business, is basically the meaning of it is you handle every single process from how it is produced, how it is made, and how it is given to the consumers, and how will this consumer deal with it over time? Will it discard it? If it discard it, pergi mana? You know, this like little details. And I learned that because of the job, because my boss was like, okay, you need to study this because it's important. I'm like, oh, okay. I never knew about that before, you know.
Okay.
So, yeah. So I guess to answer you that question is my
Hafiz.
ex-boss lah and Hafiz. Yeah.
Yeah, ex-boss and Hafiz. So that's really good because you know, having those kind of people around you is actually very fun because you learn new stuffs every day.
Yeah. Even though I mean it affects you mentally, but like at the end of the day, I always tell myself, okay, it's gonna hurt for a while, but like you learn more when you experience this kind of things, you know, like you learn more from losing than you winning, right? So and it's all about, and life is all about the experiences that you receive, you know. It's not about those like education system that we have in school. That's not life.
Life. School is just a really small bubble.
Yeah.
Okay. So my next question is this article right here. So we can find that. Okay. So can you tell me the most challenging obstacle you have faced while on a sustainability project?
Okay. In terms of challenging obstacles in a sustainability project, I don't have much. In the question that you want to receive the answer, I tak ada sangat. But yeah, because I haven't done much besides cleanups and working in a
Okay.
textile company. Okay lah, a bit about
Alright.
like I want to share something else, but like in terms of like cleanups, it's definitely understanding how to manage people.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah, because like sometimes you never know like how many people is gonna come. Like the previous cleanup that I organized, which is very unplanned. I organized that cleanup, and I didn't expect there would be more than 50 people would come, in a
Oh,
day.
really?
So yeah, it was a bit. So I need to, I cannot let people wait, and I cannot let people just, especially wait lah. Like what's next? What's next? I need to know. But yeah, in terms of sustainability project in particular, I don't really have. But what I do have, I mean, what I do feel is pursuing this that I want the thing that I'm doing, like on social media, is a sustainability project for myself. Like the idea of sustaining something in social media. It was hard at first, like I need
Wow.
to flow through the unknown without having to feel what other people are saying, because social media people are very opinionated in it.
Wow.
So yeah, but over time, after 3 years, I learned to not source my confidence, good or
Okay.
bad,
Okay.
from the people that I receive. It's not that I don't appreciate, I do appreciate them, but it's more of like, don't source it, because at the end of the day, it's
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
the one who have to feel it, you're the one who have to, like, it comes from you lah. So yeah, just do what you feel and keep making mistakes. And
Yeah,
if
yeah,
someone calls you out, right, don't take it too hard. I mean, I used to take it too hard, but now I'm like
Oh.
so chill. I don't take it too hard,
Okay.
and I would usually end up making conversations with them, because I genuinely
Okay.
want to better understand. I
Fix
want to be
that.
better, and I want to know their perspective. So yeah, shout out to one of the girl, Christina, because like she's been giving me a lot of research, because she studies
Oh,
about the environment, but she called me
okay.
out
Oh.
about something before. But like,
Okay.
yeah, she's amazing lah. So
That's actually very positive of you.
Yeah.
Turning
oh,
back,
thank you,
yeah,
thank
comments
you.
into,
Oh yeah, I mean that's
taking the
the
good out of that.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's the obstacle lah. And I feel that like all of us, we live in a very we live in a social media era, right? And it could like affect our mental health, but it's more of like how you see it and how you consume it. So yeah.
And
All right.
is it hard to encourage like your peers to go for sustainable fashion?
My peers, like,
Yeah,
is it
maybe like
hard?
people your age or like my age, 20 years.
How is it? Macam like to advise them or what? Because usually they will come to me.
No.
Oh, really? So it's not hard. Wala.
Yeah, usually they seriously macam curious, which is
Oh.
very it's heartwarming for me, like it always caught me off guard, like, oh, there are people, like I said, like, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for these people who like want to know more, like want to know like how I do it. I'm always open to share if you ask me a few questions. So yeah.
Oh. I think I started my thrift store online because of you at first.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh,
A thrift
'cause-
store?
really?
Oh,
yeah,
that's
'cause-
so cute.
but I stopped after a while because it gets tiring handling a business
Mm.
alone. So,
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
That's how social media is.
Mm.
I learned like this. I was reading a book about like a creative economy, you call it, is where like right now we are in a generation of creative
Yeah.
economy, and like it says, when you want to handle social media, you basically have to understand how the marketing is, how to handle like financially, like how the business side of things. It's not always the creative side. So yeah, it may be tough, but like
It's really tough.
it's really tough. But if you're passionate about, if you want to make money out of it, you just gotta do it. So yeah.
Maybe I'll do it full
Actually,
time.
Yeah, after this project, after your final year, you sambung balik.
actually, I have
Okay.
an idea. I also own a
Yeah.
thrift shop, but I think we're both on a break right now.
Yeah.
Me personally, I'm on a financial problem, so
Oh,
I don't
okay.
have the but
Yeah, the
still, I am
capacity.
trying to go sustainable. I am trying to
Yeah.
go sustainable.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's different ways.
He's wearing a thrifted shirt right now.
Yeah, actually I bought this for only
So
10 ringgit.
realistic.
Oh,
Unisex
that's
actually.
cute.
It's for women. Yeah.
Yeah.
As long as I
It's
can fit in.
okay. Don't worry
Yeah,
Yeah.
about it.
yeah,
You
yeah,
can.
Everything is gender neutral. A guy
Yeah.
can wear, a guy can wear baby tee. It's fine. You want to wear a crop top? It's fine. Go for it.
Thank you, thank you.
Yeah.
So you're giving me the confidence boost I need.
Yeah. Gender neutral is a thing.
Yes.
Alright. Okay, so can you like among all the experience you've gone through as a sustainability icon, is there anything valuable that you have learned from your past project?
Valuable.
Valuable.
Um.
I what I know is you've joined a project with Converse before.
Oh.
Yeah, and there are other projects.
Yeah,
So
I really
is
like
there
that
something?
project. Yeah.
Sorry, Damia, you
The
were saying?
Converse X
I really
project.
like the collab with you and Converse.
Um, Converse was great because they were the startup of giving me more recognition in what I do
Yeah.
from other people. But some things you cannot stick to like one thing for so long. You just gotta move forward. Yeah, there's like I don't want to talk much about Converse, but I would say that they did help me a lot in terms of building the platform that I have today. I fully make use of it. I feel like there's a lot of other people out there who say like, oh, they're not paying these people for posting things and whatnot. But what I see at that time when I got the opportunity, I utilize it. Okay, it's a win-win situation. Okay, you want to make use of creators like us, like people on social
Mhm.
media. Okay, I'll try to make full use of you as well. So not in a
Oh,
bad way. It's more of like I appreciate
Okay.
them for giving that attention to me. But I would say like the experience, like the valuable experience that I learned from like past projects or just like social media generally is definitely not to dwell too much from the past in the past and worry too much of what's going to happen in the future, because when I started off I was so anxious, like I don't really know, like I was not comfortable talking. I lost my social skills. That's one of the things
you're
that I
really good
would
at talking.
now I'm
You
more
are
confident.
good.
No.
Now I'm confident. But if you talk to
No.
me 3 years ago, I
Oh, no.
I probably lost my words. Like people, like I had a breakdown in LA when
Oh, really?
I had a breakdown in LA
Okay.
because it was a Converse sustainability workshop, so I was invited
Okay.
to be one of the speaker. I broke down
All
because
right.
I just started off and I didn't really know how to communicate. Like I didn't even
Okay.
know like
With
myself,
others.
because I just started off. And if you remember, my previous story was that I'm always in a constant search of like what I
Yeah, yeah.
like or what to do, and I was
Yeah,
still
yeah, yeah, yeah.
macam
Oh,
new.
yeah.
It's only been like 2 months at that time. So going back, I was so disconnected with reality because again, I was dwelling too much on the past of what I could do better and what's gonna happen in the future. Like I did this thought and it was not great for me. But uh, yeah, now I'm just blabbering. But
No, that's fine. Can you stop?
yeah, uh, yeah. At that time, I was quite anxious, but now I still have lah. I still macam worry like what's gonna happen, but it doesn't
Okay.
affect me as much because of the experience that I went through, and it kind of and myself
Mm.
today and doing this. So yeah, 3 years later, I'm here so
Yeah,
far, even
okay.
through the bad days.
Okay.
Don't do the right thing.
Yeah. So, and I did at the end of the day, I'm still doing something that fulfills me. So, yeah, that comes from not dwelling too much on the past. Because when we do, we tend to disconnect ourselves with reality.
Mm.
Like that's how
Yeah.
our brain works. So, yeah.
Mm.
But anyways, like point is, don't be afraid to keep trying. Yeah, fear
Yeah.
is so
Okay.
normal, and we don't normalize that as much.
Yeah. Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I feel like I believe through the experience that I did, when we try more. At the same time, without realizing, we are actually building our confidence. Because if it wasn't for confidence, I wouldn't accept this call today and talking to you
Mm.
guys.
Yeah.
It's because
Yeah.
I've tried so much before. So yeah.
Takes a lot to go to the public and share your information, your knowledge to them. There's a lot of courage for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I think all of us here are proud of you.
Yeah.
Aw, thank you.
Personally,
guys.
I am
We've been
proud of
following
you.
you for a long time, so we see how you grow.
I'm
Really
gonna
good.
cry.
I know, don't cry.
It's so
Okay.
nice to hear that.
Yeah. So the next question is, I came across a PSA on this local radio channel campaigning on the impact of fast fashion. So do
Mm-mm.
you mind explaining a bit more about its impact on the environment?
Its impact on the environment. I guess
Yeah.
what I said previously lah, where it's polluting us like environmentally and socially. Workers are not treated right in terms of like the environment, the workspace that we're working in, and the low minimum wage of that they receive from these workers when these workers and when from these workers from these brands when
Yeah.
they're like $1 billion business, you know. So yeah, in terms of like the environment, it's the polluting situation everywhere from the landfill and to the rivers as well. Like one of the documentaries that I watched was really one of the main reasons that I try to I would say sorry, yeah. I would
That's
say
right.
it's kind of one of the reasons that I try to not take like more like
Oh,
sponsorships like posts because there's a whole bigger picture. For example, this brand gave me dorang punya eco cautious line. Okay, so this eco cautious line is memang they're very well known. Okay, I will just say I have nothing to hide. It's called Tencel. You guys can search it up. Tencel. So one day,
Cancel.
yeah, TENCEL. So
Cancel.
Tencel, every company there's a flagship. There's a bigger, like I say, it's a spider web, right? So there's a bigger company above it. So one day I was watching a documentary on one of the cleanest river in Indonesia. That's now is probably the worst at the moment, and that's because there's a lot of textile factory
Waste.
around it. Yeah, textile factory around it. So and then like I remember this drone was trying to show, and this host was
Area.
saying like, oh, there's like a few dia macam tunjuk lah, like there's a few apa tu textile factory here, and one of it is one of the biggest there. It's called Lensing. So I searched it up lah. My curiosity popped up like Lensing. I never heard of that, and I found out Lensing punya one of its company is actually Tencel, and I promoted that. And then I'm like, fuck.
Really?
And then at the
wow.
same time, I found out like Lensing, dia punya flagship too, is like polluting the river at the same time. So I'm like, and I found out later on, like a few months after. So I'm like,
It's
shit,
not your
like
fault.
yeah, I know it's not my fault, but like my point is, it's like there's many factors lah. I said the possible reason of why it's like bad for the
The environment.
environment. So yeah.
You know about like, all these like big fast fashion brands nowadays? Like I won't say the brands, but I think you know. Okay, so they claim they're doing like good stuff. Like this is recycled, that's recycled. Like what's your
Okay.
opinion on that?
What's my opinion on that? I guess it could be better because in terms of like recycled materials or recycled materials, especially like you cannot combine. It's gonna be more harder to recycle if you combine different materials in one. So it's still the same. And if you say it's recycled pun, you still mass
It's still
producing.
much
And then
less,
and if it's not sell, it's the same process again.
yeah.
It's gonna be, it's gonna be in the textile. It's gonna be a recycling company, and then the item is just gonna worn off and whatnot. So it's still the same. So
The same cycle.
yeah, it's the same cycle. It's more of like finding a more sustainable, a circular system, which the environmental service that me and Hafiz are working on to, at this moment actually. So yeah.
We look forward.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are looking forward for it, like you said earlier.
Yeah.
Okay. So actually this is the last question for tonight, which is Do you have any tips or advice for those who just started to show interest in sustainable fashion? Just like you said earlier.
I always
Then
say
find
this.
the
Oh my god, I
niche.
feel like I'm like a
Find the
mom.
niche. No, just say
Yeah,
it.
You're
I
our
will always
friend right now.
say, yeah, I will always say, yes, we are. I will
Uh,
always say, like, educate yourself a little. It just takes like 10 minutes or 5 minutes a day. Just,
mm,
they say a little goes a long way. I always say that because us as an individual, we have a lot of unlearning to do. And if you're just starting out, don't worry, don't doubt too much, because I was doubting too much. But then I found out, like, trust me, everyone brings different strengths, um, different perspective to be part of this environmental movement. You don't have to stick, maybe your thing is not even, your interest might not even be sustainable fashion. You might, when you find out more things, you might find a different way how you want to be in this movement. So yeah, so don't worry too much. Having a
okay.
sustainable mindset doesn't happen overnight, even for me. Yeah, so don't be afraid to explore, and any journey always starts from within. That's why I
Mm,
always say you need to educate yourself and don't stop being curious.
yeah. Basically, we can just start with something that we're comfortable and move on slowly.
Yes,
Right?
yes.
Yeah.
That's what I check out. Like, find a niche.
Uh,
Like, it's maybe your thing is not clothes. Maybe your thing is plastic. Maybe your thing is food. So you never know. It's endless.
yeah.
So yeah.
Thank you.
So, oh, just to add up, you guys. So
Yeah.
they also have a thrifting competition, which you guys can join.
Mm.
A thrifting
Yes.
competition where you guys can join. If you guys have an outfit that's less than $30, you guys can show it, and you guys might win $100.
Yeah. Who doesn't
So
want
yeah,
100 ringgit,
Wow,
right? Just for
who doesn't
free. You
want
can.
it's for
money?
free. Yeah, you can join also.
Okay, I can join as
I
well.
can join.
Nice.
So he's gonna get the $100 for real.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take from all of you guys. No, no, I'm just kidding.
There will be no competition if Seri enters. She's gonna win.
Oh no. So yeah, I guess. Do you want more? Do you have more questions? Or
So does the audiences have questions for Siri?
oh yeah, do you guys have
Yeah,
any
yeah, yeah.
questions for me?
Can ask something from her.
Yeah, I am open. You don't have to ask about sustainability point. You can just ask,
Mm-mm.
about the internet ke, about myself ke. I'm
We've been
down.
talking about sustainability for 1 hour. You guys might want to ask something else, or maybe you have something more to ask about sustainability. So
Yeah,
it's up to you guys.
but no.
What
What
lip
lip
balm?
balm
So tell
I
us. Maybe
mean,
you can
okay,
show the lip balms you have in front
it's
of you.
it's it's Lenish actually. It's not
Oh,
even mine. It's my
Oh,
mom's.
okay.
So yeah. So
oh.
that's so funny. Suddenly on Tanya lip balm.
They were asking about it
Yeah,
earlier,
really.
actually. Like a lot of comments have been asking about the lip balm you were using earlier.
Oh, cute. Can
Wow.
I ask
Okay.
if you have any advices on being authentic? To be honest, just be you. Don't be afraid to embrace your goofy side. Honestly, like, that's when people will remember you. Like, I'll a bit of tea. My partner is a bit of a goofball. It's a bit of
Oh.
a goofball, like, forever, because how I know is because I met people from, like, his school, and then he said, like, oh, you're still the same person. I remember you as this goofball, and he's still a goofball. So that's like, okay, my point is, like, that's how you
People
always
remember
be,
you.
yeah, like, to be authentic is just to be you. Like, if you're
Mhm.
introverted, it's fine. I'm an introverted, but I can talk like this if you ask me personally.
Mhm.
But if you see me
But
outside, I might just be at the side just listening to you guys. So that's
With your AirPods
authenticity. That's
on, listening to
me.
your
Yeah.
music. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I might be with my headphones. So yeah.
okay, so we're at the end of the talk already. So
Mm.
Danish, can you give some words?
Okay, so thank you so much, Siri, for sharing your knowledge insights and for spending your precious time with us tonight. We apologize for any mistakes I or Damia or maybe some of the comments might have made. Um,
You guys
we
did amazing.
thank
This is
you,
our first
thank you,
time.
thank you. Yeah, this is our first time,
Yeah.
so we really hope
Yeah.
to work with you together again in the
Yeah,
future,
thank
Seri.
you. Thank you for having me. This is my first like talk event for this year, and I'm glad that I did it with you guys. So
Yeah, we're
thank
glad to
you.
be the first one.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay,
so to
thank you,
our audience,
Seri.
we hope
Yeah.
you
Oh,
enjoy.
I have a question. Will this be on YouTube? Is this gonna be on YouTube, right?
Yeah, this is
I
our
this
last one
will
on
be
YouTube.
Oh, nice.
uh,
Okay.
okay.
Yeah.
Excited to look back. Okay.
So to our audience, we hope you enjoyed tonight's session and thanks to being a part of our talk show. So
Yeah.
make sure to follow our Instagram. That's written right
Sos
there, SOS22.
20. Yeah,
So if you
up
haven't been
there.
on our event, we have so many events coming up and we have a fashion show coming up. So look forward to that.
Yay! Thank you so much, everyone. And
Blessing.
everyone in the comments too. Love you
Yeah.
guys.
Thank you. And then
Alright.
don't forget
Bye.
to answer our survey question.
Oh, there's a survey question.
Yeah.
Listen.
Yeah.
Follow Seri. Okay, follow Seri.
Okay, before that, everyone here, they need to follow Seri. Actually, you guys need to
Yeah,
follow
you
for
have to
tips,
follow.
advice, fashions, everything.
Okay. Oh my god,
And
you
also
guys.
for the
Seriously.
SOS22 account for future updates for our event. And by the
Yeah.
way, for you guys, we have a survey questions for the audience on our performance tonight. There's only around 5 questions in the description below, box below, where you can fill in the form. Also, this survey is also important for us to improve in the future.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we really need you guys to answer this.
Yes, I will do it
Thank
too.
you.
Okay.
Thank you, Seri.
Okay.
All
Bye,
right.
you guys.
So,
Have a good night.
bye.
Don't forget to